There's a fair amount of drugs, marijuana, magic mushrooms, cocaine. I mean, that's going to surprise people.
But important to acknowledge.
That shouldn't affect him too much, but it just shows he's a very stupid man. Because there's so many instances. I mean, one of the things that he's been complaining about...
I did magic mushrooms in California. Oh,
you idiot.
Shockwaves are ripping through Montecito tonight. Prince Harry's name is rocketing up every social feed again, and it has nothing to do with charity, duty, or global missions. Insiders whisper that a hidden nightmare exploded behind the Sussex gates. The palace remains silent, yet the leaks that drip out are fierce enough to freeze the blood. Allegedly, Harry was discovered flat on the floor of his California mansion, motionless and pale, and doctors say this was no simple fainting spell, but a full medical emergency tied to heavy drugs. What makes jaws drop even lower is Meghan Markle's reported reaction. Instead of calling for help, she is said to have vanished into the night, slipping into a members-only club to laugh with her inner circle while sirens race toward her driveway. Hold your breath, because the story twists again. Sources close to the elite Royal Protection Squad reveal that Harry's trusted bodyguard David Langdown made the grim discovery. Langdown is more than a guard. He is a decorated former Scotland Yard officer, honored by the late Queen, and has watched over Harry since the early 2000s with almost brother-like devotion. His entire mission is to keep the prince breathing, and insiders say his quick thinking might have saved Harry from tragedy this week. Rumors of drug use have shadowed Harry since his teenage years, yet people close to him swear this collapse felt more serious than anything before. A close contact provided a raw quote that must remain untouched. Reports say Harry was fully unconscious, his pulse weak, then rushed by ambulance to a Santa Barbara hospital where he spent endless hours under observation before finally stabilizing. Those who should have held his hand never showed. Meghan allegedly exited the house minutes later, racing to a hidden lounge in Los Angeles, determined to craft an alibi while flashing smiles for other VIPs. Each new detail grows darker. If even a slice of these claims proves true, Harry has been trapped in a downward spiral for years while people in power turn their heads. Royal aides have known the danger. Celebrated biographer Penny Junor has written that Harry's battle with substances stretches back long before Meghan crossed his path. Let us rewind to the early 2000s. Staff at Eden whispered that teenage Harry was sneaking marijuana and beer, and his wild streaks soon escalated into blackouts, shattered windows, and frantic late-night phone calls to royal aides. When Prince Charles learned of the mess, he reportedly built a private nightclub inside Highgrove, hoping controlled parties would stop public humiliation. Critics now say that move only wrapped temptation in velvet and placed it right at Harry's feet. Stranger stories from 2007 now resurface online. Witnesses claim Harry once snorted vodka instead of drinking it, a reckless stunt that shoots alcohol straight into the brain and can stop a heart in moments. Despite the shock value, mainstream media barely touched the tale. News of the World ran the scoop, but the paper folded amid its own scandal, and a hush fell over the young prince's darkest habits. Meanwhile, Meghan's reputation keeps surfacing, and it is far from glowing. Insiders argue she understood every layer of Harry's struggle and may have deepened it, allegedly using the substances to keep control over both the man and their shared narrative. Her first wedding in Jamaica feeds this fire. Guests still remember welcome bags featuring neatly rolled joints, said to be arranged by Meghan herself, a carefree gesture that could have landed travelers in serious trouble when they crossed into the United States. Doria Ragland, Meghan's mother, also appears in the rumor mill. Some insiders suggest Doria maintains old ties to uneasy circles in California, hinting that the two women always know where to locate what they want and who can be silenced. This casts a chilling light on the idea that Meghan might tolerate Harry's addictions because they act like a leash, leaving him dependent, quiet, and easy to direct while she steers the public story. Yet the loudest alarm rings for the many friends, courtiers, and relatives who saw danger flashing year after year and chose to stay silent. Their silence is now louder than any headline, and the world waits to see who finally steps forward to pull Harry back from the edge before the next crisis explodes. Social media caught fire within minutes, with hashtags blazing across X and Instagram, yet official spokespeople refused to offer a single line of clarity. Paramedics who reached the mansion reportedly found scattered prescription bottles and traces of white powder, though the hospital has released no formal statement. Inside Buckingham Palace, aides are said to be drafting emergency talking points, but each draft gets shredded as senior courtiers panic over public backlash. For now, the story hangs in the air, growing wilder every hour while millions refresh their screens waiting for truth. Rumors are exploding again. From palace aides to veteran reporters, nearly everyone has a wild tale about Prince Harry spinning out of control. They whisper about drug-fueled tirades, smashed furniture, and late-night meltdowns that never reach the headlines. Each time danger crept close, the story simply vanished. Royal public relations teams swept in, slapped a charity photo op on the front pages, and by Monday Harry looked saintly again. One forgotten tabloid clipping even claimed he sucked down an entire canister of laughing gas during a hospital visit. That gear is tightly regulated and handled only by doctors. How did he grab it? Why did no outlet dig deeper? Reporters stayed quiet, perhaps knowing answers the public would find explosive. The military years add another layer of grime. During Harry's time in uniform, whistleblowers now mutter that surprise drug tests were mysteriously skipped. A former palace staffer swears Harry was flown off base the moment an unannounced test was scheduled. Another insider remembers a cocaine and vodka incident on the same tour, instantly buried by frantic courtiers. Fast forward to the present, and the pattern looks even uglier. The prince sinks deeper into addiction while his circle acts blind. Meghan is said to craft airtight alibis. The palace hovers on red alert yet stays silent, and mainstream press pumps out fluff pieces. Through every storm, one man never wavered. Bodyguard David Langdown, decorated ex-Scotland Yard officer and loyal shield since the early 2000s, has witnessed it all. He stood guard during the wild Vegas nights, the snowy Alpine binges, and now the Montecito chaos. Last week, he made the urgent call that may have saved Harry again. Yet even Langdown's heroics might be too late. This drama is no one-off overdose, but a relentless chain of risky habits and hidden cover-ups. Enablers, silent bystanders, and panic-stricken protectors all share blame. When a royal spirals, the threat is bigger than bad press. It strikes at the crown's legacy. Harry is not a simple rebel who took a wrong turn. He is a man born into privilege, shielded from real consequences for decades, now staring into a far darker abyss. Insiders claim King Charles was alerted the instant Harry reached the emergency ward. No statement followed, but London phones rang all night while officials scrambled to contain fallout rather than heal the prince. They know a single leak could rip apart the carefully stitched public fairy tale. Attention now focuses on Meghan. If she truly fled Montecito the moment Harry collapsed, the palace will not forget it. Her absence screams calculation, not panic. Sources whisper the word alibi. She chose to be spotted elsewhere, knowing exactly what photographs would emerge later. Court gossip has flipped. Worry once centered on Harry, now senior courtiers label Meghan the real risk. Her background, her influence, even her mother Doria's quiet network are under fresh review. Officials search 5 years of events for proof that addiction was not only tolerated but weaponized. Some speculate Meghan supplied substances or isolated Harry to strengthen her grip. Others fear Doria may have quietly opened doors to shady suppliers. No verdict yet the mere fact such questions echo inside Buckingham corridors shows how grave the storm has become. Behind gilt doors, lawyers prepare not for divorce but for public disaster. If Harry fails to recover fully or decides to speak, the monarchy faces its fiercest trial in decades. Should evidence link Meghan to his decline, palace shields will not rise around her. They will drop. Through the frenzy, one hard truth remains. Harry is unwell. Childhood grief, teenage rebellion, adult heartbreak, and endless luxury fused into a perfect storm. Cameras turned his struggles into streaming gold. His memoir sold millions. Yet the man beneath never found real help. That may be the greatest tragedy. A wounded soul begged for healing while the family prized glittering image over genuine care. Now those buried choices roar back, threatening not only a prince but the very legend the royals worked so hard to protect.